Good design gets compliments. Great design gets questions. I created this sweatsuit, I'm gonna show you the front and the back, just to really test a few designs that I just came up with. Before I place anything on my website, before I go into production, and before you do the same, you wanna make sure your designs connect with the audience you're selling to. In this video, I'm going over a few things. One, how did I come up with this design and what did I use to create this design? Two, I'm gonna go over what it costs to actually create mock-ups like this before you go into full production. And three, I'm gonna show you if I were to take this to production, how would I price it? Let's jump into it. First up, materials. We have a pullover hoodie. This is a size small. And then we have a sweatpants. This is a size medium. Both of these items are from Primark. Sometimes local is better instead of ordering online. We'll be using Caesar Easy Weed Eco Stretch for the vinyl. Now over in design space, let's talk font and sizing. I'm using 4 different fonts across this design. Our first font is Chip Decor. Our second font is Bloom Shine Connected. Our third font is T-Chest Stencil. And our final font is Mini Monogram. Now to go through the sizing. The front of my design is a 2.5 by 9. I know 9 was the maximum length that I wanted, and I knew 2.5 was the maximum width, so I played around within that. The BK is 2 by 1.5. And finally, each letter of the Brooklyn is a 4 by 4. When testing products, I want to maximize my material. This entire design only took 1 sheet of vinyl. It's about 23 inches, and I got to fit everything within this. Now to get everything pressed. My heat press is set at 250 degrees. I first pre-press for about 5 seconds, place my vinyl, and then I'm gonna press for about 15 seconds. This is a hot peel, and to seal everything in, I use Teflon and press again. When pressing full sleeve designs on the back, I like to fold my sleeve in half just to get my starting point. I press this in a few chunks, aligning my design as I go, following the same steps. Because this is a hoodie and not a sweatshirt, I aligned my letters a little bit lower than I normally would on a traditional sweatshirt. Key tip when placing your letters, try to avoid the seams as much as possible. Because of wear and tear, sometimes your vinyl can begin to crack when it's on the seams. And that's it. Now this is the part that matters. I'm gonna wear this out. This is not for Instagram, this is not for a photo shoot, this is just for me to test it in real life. When out in the real world, I'm looking for 2 things. Am I getting compliments on the design and the outfit? And the most important, are they asking me where I got it? These are 2 different signals. One is telling me, oh, okay, it's cute. The other is telling me, where can I get it? When I first tested this with my Nick sweatshirt, I created it, I wore it out, and I got a lot of response from it. Specifically here in Charlotte, tons of people have moved from New York and came down here. So I'm around people all the time that represent New York or want to represent New York. And quite frankly, the Knicks are doing amazing right now. So the sweatshirt kind of took off. From there, I went into full production because the demand was there. Once I have established demand for the product, the next step is to actually price it to get it onto my website for sales. But before I do that, I actually first want to tell you guys how much did it actually cost just to even create the mock-up. For the sweatshirt, again, I got these sweatshirts from Primark. This sweatshirt was $11 and the pants itself was $14. Again, both from Primark. Again, you're not selling the quality of the material, you're selling your design at this moment. So the total cost of just the clothing was roughly $28. I added about $3 to $5 for tax on top of what I paid for the base. Now to understand our vinyl costs. For this example, I'm gonna use just a roll from Michaels. I do not get my vinyl from Michaels on a regular basis. I get my vinyl from Heat Transfer Warehouse. So using Michaels, there's a total of 36 inches. So if I'm gonna do inches, I'm doing $19.99 divided by 36 inches. So I could figure out for every inch of material, how much does it cost? It's roughly 55 cents per inch. And for this design, I'm using about 22 inches. So I'm gonna multiply 55 by 22 and get $12.21. So the total cost for the vinyl is $12.21 plus the sweatshirt, which is roughly $28, equals $40. So this entire look cost me $40. So if I were to list this on my website today, what would I charge for it? Let's jump into the tool so I can show you that. All right, so in my pricing tool, I'm gonna highlight the 3 levels of sweatshirts that I would use if I was pricing this design. I have 3 different tiers of sweatshirts. So it's basic, mid-tier, and premium. If going to full production, I'm using transfers. So I'm gonna highlight the transfers that I will use. And then I'm also gonna highlight all of my packaging information. So this is the poly mailers and poly bags. I'm highlighting these just for recording purposes so you can follow along. But if you need a slower version, please check out my pricing videos linked in the description. The second tab on my sheet is labor and overhead. I go through this in the video as well. So let's jump over to my calculator tab. This tool has sweatshirts because that's what I typically sell for my business. So we're gonna use crew neck sweatshirts in these examples. As I'm trying to figure out what it will cost to make one of these sweatshirts, I'm gonna drop in a quantity for every item I will use. So this is my transfers, my sweatshirts, my poly mailers. My labor totals I always add to the shirt, and this is based off of placement. Single placement, double placement, triple placement. My overhead is also built in on the sweatshirt itself. The transfers I'm gonna be using are TKO transfers. I know they come at 25 pieces within an order. Each of those pieces are $1.77, so I added that in. Now that everything is added, let's see the total. Total cost for me to make this sweatshirt is $13.97. $18.17 is with a 30% profit built in. Keynote, if this was an external client and not for my own selling of my material, I will increase that if it's one item. I only do 30 or 40% profit when a client is ordering a bulk order. Next, let's do my mid-tier level. For my mid-tier level shirt, for the same single placement would be about $26. That's how much I would price it for 30%. But let's look at if I up that to about 40%. Ends up increasing my profit by $2. So this rounds out about an $8 profit. And finally, for my premium sweatshirt, it's gonna be about $71 with 30% profit built in. Just to show you how I price the bulk order, if I were to do a bulk order for my basic sweatshirt, let's just do 10. This would be the price, $149 with a 30% profit. Now you gotta ask yourself, is $34 enough for you to do 10 sweatshirts? Nope, so you wanna increase your profit. Now with a 50% profit, I'm making about $57.37. Round that up to about $60. Using this tool, I can switch between profit margins, but I try to keep consistent so my clients know what to expect when they come to me. Single orders are usually higher profit for me because that's more time for one design. Bulk orders, I decrease the profit, and typically it's about 40%. So here's the takeaway. You don't need a full launch to know if something works. You need a one piece, a real world test, and observation. Some ideas deserve scaling. Some ideas, you might need to redesign. And some ideas might just need a longer time period to experiment. This costs very little. One, I needed a sweatsuit. But this costs very little, but what I gained was clarity. And clarity to me is worth more than having a bunch of inventory and no sales. I've been there, don't do that. If you're testing something right now, tell me in the comments what it is and what have you gotten so far? What's the feedback you received? As always, if you like content like this, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye!